now. So Rishi Sunak, who I put at 5'7" I see the Sun had a report in which is 5'5". I think was a bit
Yeah, I
ungenerous.
think that's more accurate, I'm afraid.
Oh,
I've
do you
got to.
think so?
Well, because I'm definitely taller than him in heels, and I'm 5'4", and my heels aren't that high. So anyway, check your facts, Jack. But
Well,
yeah,
how high are heels? This is what we need to know.
promise it. So, what are your minimum requirements for agreeing to date a man? Did you always hope your Prince Charming would be at least 6'2"? The term "short king," coined by American comedian Japagi Young White, seeks to do away with the negativity surrounding short men. And it looks like European democracies agree. The UK, Germany, and Italy are all run by the shortest leaders for decades. We can speak to Times correspondent Jack Malvern now, who stands at 6'3" and has led important investigative work into this subject. Jack, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, I'm only 5'4" on a good day, but I still think in heels I'm taller than the Prime Minister. So tell us, what is a short king and who are they?
There's quite a lot of people who've been short throughout history, despite being leaders, and people have claimed that this is some sort of Napoleon complex. Although Napoleon himself wasn't that short for his time, but there are lots now. So Rishi Sunak, who I put at 5'7", I see the Sun had a report in which is 5'5". I think was a bit
Yeah, I
ungenerous.
think that's more accurate, I'm afraid.
Oh,
I've
do you
got to.
think so?
Well, because I'm definitely taller than him in heels, and I'm 5'4", and my heels aren't that high. So anyway, check your facts, Jack. But
Well,
yeah,
how high are heels? This is what we need to know.
oh,
Anyway,
a couple of
we,
inches.
there was a photograph. There's a photograph of Rishi Sunak, Emmanuel Macron, and Volodymyr Zelensky, and it was quite interesting looking at it and thinking, "Hang on, I'm taller than all of these guys." In fact, quite a lot of people are taller than all these guys.
Mm.
And Macron of France, I think people have sort of thought he's short for a while, but it turns out that's quite unfair. He's actually the tallest leader for 16 years because ever since Jacques Chirac left, they've Nicolas Sarkozy, who was only 5'5", and then François Hollande, who was 5'7". So
That's such a good point. The French do like short leaders, don't they? A succession of them.
well, except that then you compare them to Charles de Gaulle, who's one of the tallest leaders of any modern European nation. So it's very difficult to find a correlation here, except to say that at the moment there are quite a lot of shorties, including in Italy, where pleasingly they have successively got shorter by about an inch every time there's a new election. So
Joe
since
Biden's.
2014.
Joe,
Oh, yes, go on.
Well, no, I was just thinking about Joe Biden because I mean he looks quite short to me, whereas Donald Trump was pretty tall, 6'2".
Yes, but American leaders have always been tall. So they've all been either 6 foot or over since Jimmy Carter, or well, since Jimmy Carter was beaten by Ronald Reagan. So I mean, Biden is 3 inches shorter than Trump was, but compared to most world leaders, is actually quite a tall one.
And I mean, yeah, I saw some research actually because, you know, I wanted to make sure I'd done my investigative homework as well as you'd done yours. And I noticed that this research I saw was that the majority of American CEOs are over 6 foot and voters prefer tall presidential candidates. I just wonder whether it's something to do with diet in America, but then, you know, the French diet's pretty good. So the recent run of short leaders, it doesn't really stack up there, does it?
Well, I mean, Americans are taller than us in general, but there does seem to be this preference for taller presidential candidates. It's not universal. There is this myth that the taller one always wins. It's not true. But if you go back to 1900, I think 21 of the winners have been taller than their opponents, and 9 have been shorter.
You
But
really have
you
delved
have
into this, haven't you?
there's well, when you're in search of a news story that's really rather soft, you need to find as many facts as possible.
Well, I'm really impressed with your research. And now I'm thinking maybe I was wrong about Rishi Sunak because if my heels are 2 inches and I'm 5'4", that would put him, no, I don't know, 5'5", I reckon.
Put it 5'6". I mean, well, some people do say 5'6", and you're worrying me now. I might have been too generous. Can you measure your heels and let me? If they're 3 inches.
I'll come back to you on that. Must end it now, though, Jack. Thanks very much. That was cutting edge investigative reporting from Jack Malvern there. Lots coming up. Don't go away.